Alright, shalawam. Shit, let me pause that. Salakia. Alright, shalawam. First of all, I want to say our praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect through the work of sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. There's GMS precepts, and there's our chud here. And I got an article here I want to get into. You can see the title already. It's speaking about North Korea, right? And now we're in the time of prophecy, and the prophecies are speaking. So, um, as one that is waiting for Yahawashi's return, uh, number one, we're going to be concerned with prophecy, and number two, we're going to be um, looking for prophecies, right? Looking for the things that were spoken of. Um, so these are one of the things, right? Wars and rumors of wars. So this goes right into it, right? So this is from Reuters. It says North Korea successfully tests new intermediate range missile. State media says this is as of January 7th, right? And it says missile used carbon fiber. State news says South Korea disputes claimed range of 15,000 kilometers. Launch coincided with visit by U.S. Secretary of State, right? So most likely, obviously, he didn't go to North Korea. He went to South Korea, right? So that's even a more of a flexing of muscle, right? You're gonna test off your missile when you have a visit to your arch rival in South Korea from one of their strongest allies, right? That's definitely a strengthening. That's definitely a pumping of the chest, and that's all what that's what these war games are when they test their missiles, or they join another nation or a fellow ally. Excuse me. Or where they join a fellow ally to participate in war games. All it is flexing their military muscle or their military might to not only the world but primarily their enemies, right? North Korea leader Kim Jong Un oversaw a successful test of a new intermediate range hypersonic ballistic missile on Monday. State media on on Tuesday, pledging to accelerate the country's nuclear and missile capabilities. Right. So why would he want to, or why would a nation want to accelerate the country's nuclear missile capabilities? Because the Most High, what he wants is war within the nations, and that's exactly what's going to happen, right? This also proves a lot of things. This also proves one more thing. I'll just, it also proves that the ones that claim to be the people of the scriptures, the chosen ones, the ones that are in the land of, the Jays, right? Small hats, their claim of being original people, that has to be debunked. I mean, it's been debunked, but you can just add that to the many reasons of why they can't be the people. Because if you go into prophecy, it clearly states that there will be war no more once the original people go back into the land. That's Isaiah. Let me get it. I believe it's Isaiah 4 or Isaiah 2. It's in Isaiah as well as Micah. Let's go to Isaiah 2. Right, so this is Isaiah 2. And you see it says here, the Most High's universal reign, right? So when the people, when the Lord allows the nation of Israel to go back into their land, it's going to be a universal reign, meaning the Most High is going to have total control. Right now, if you turn on the news, if you go outside, you can see that the Most High. How can the Most High have total control when it's pure wickedness that's happening out there in the world? I mean, you've got homosexuality, you've got wars constantly going on, you got wars and rumors of wars, you got all type of you have everything that's opposed to the scriptures, everything that's opposed to the Most High's laws. But you mean to tell me that the original people are in the land and the Most High has universal reign around the world? No, the ones that have the universal reign in the world they're under the vibration of Satan. That's who controls the world right now, which the Most High allowed that to happen, right? So Isaiah, I'll get this real quick. It says, "And it shall come to pass," Isaiah 2:2, "and it shall come to pass in the last days." See, it's telling you the time period. Excuse me, the last days, right? Now it's saying the last days prior to the Lord returning. It's the last days of the current rulership, which are the Edomites, pursuing a second Ezra's second Ezra's the 16th chapter. It tells you who's gonna rule before the Lord's people rule, and that's Esau, right? It shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it, or onto it, right? That's going into the mountain of the Lord, right? Speaking about the nation of Israel, they're going to be the top nation. They're going to be established, right? It says established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, meaning the other nations, and all what? All nations shall flow onto it, meaning the other nations, they're gonna be under subjection. You can go into Isaiah 60. It clearly goes into that, how the other nations are gonna flow onto it, meaning they're gonna be under servitude under the Lord's people. Okay, right? But there's more to it, because one could say, well, see, yeah, they got that right now. Nations, the nations serve Israel right now, but there's more to it. And many, in verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come, yea, and let us go up to the top of the mountain of the Lord. You see, capital letters, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways. Now, that's not happening right now. Nations aren't going to Israel, to the nation of Israel, and learning the ways of Jacob, or learning the ways of the chosen ones. They're not doing that. If anything, they're going there. It's constant fighting going on over there, right? And we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law, and in the world of the Lord from Jerusalem. That's not happening right now. Right now, here's the point concerning war. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. And nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So there's not going to be any more war. Okay? It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, right? Meaning their weapons into plowshares, meaning they're going to be used for things like agriculture. And it says, and their spears, right? Another weapon, into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. So right now, let's go back to this article. That's not happening right now. It's constant war. If that was the case, North Korea wouldn't make it a point. I gotta pause this video. North Korea wouldn't make it a point to try. Pause this. They wouldn't make it a point to try to improve their military for war, right? How did it say? It says, yeah, it says North Korea first missile launch coincided with a visit from South Korea by U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, in which he pledged trilateral response. It says, Yeah, what did it say? It says yeah, that's in the other article. I'll get that. But basically, um, let me basically this is their goal. This is their goal is to make a weapon that can reach America. I got like three articles, so it might be in this other article, right? Um, I think it's in this one. It says North Korea fired hypersonic missile in message to rivals. Kim Jong Un says, right? So rival, that's talking about, right? So the main rival is who? America, right? And any other nation that are allies with America, which are its neighbors to the south, which a U.S. official just visited while they're doing this test in South Korea. It says North Korea's state-run Korean Central News Agency on Tuesday claimed a successful test of a new type of intermediate-range hypersonic ballistic missile, with leader Kim Jong Un touting the weapon as a major military achievement. Right? KCNA said the successful test took place on Monday. The launch marked Pyongyang's first missile test of 2025, and it came with Secretary of State Anthony Blinken in the region for what is expected to be his last foreign trip as a diplomat. Kim personally oversaw the test. Kim said the missile's hypersonic glide traveled more than 930 miles at 12 times the speed of sound. It reached two different peaks of 62 miles and 26.4 miles before hitting a simulated target at sea. Also, it said that it based on the trajectory. I can't even say the word trajectory um trajectory. I can't even say shit now. Based on the trajectory, it's able to reach. Not only can it reach America, but it can go as far as DC. That might be in a video I saw. I don't think I read that. It said the development of weapon is mainly aimed to steadily put the country's nuclear war deterrent on an advanced basis by making the means of changing the war situation, the weapon system to which no one can respond, the linchpin of strategic deterrence, right? So this is something he wants to use as a deterrent, meaning they have this weapon and it's capable of reaching you. You really don't want to attack us because if you do, we'll use this, right? So he's saying it's going to be used as a deterrent, but the Most High has other plans. He's going to use it as a weapon. These are his weapons of war, and you know these weapons of war in the nation. These weapons, these missiles are going to have the spirit of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi in them, and they're going to be used by him to take down. This is what's going to take down Esau and his kingdom. These missiles, okay, mainly aimed to steadily put the country's nuclear war deterrent on an advanced basis, right? So he's saying this is used as a deterrent. So it's basically meaning, look, I don't want to use this, but I have it. Don't make me let's talk about this. We don't want to go to war because I have this. You don't really want to deal with us, right? So he wants to constantly advance his missile, his weaponry. Now, why would he want to do that if we're at peace, right? With these leaders are really being moved and pushed and inspired by Yahawashi, because what he wants is a third woe, as the scriptures speak of, right? The Most High wants a third woe, and this is him, Kim, watching, whatever. Let's get this article. It says, and this is the last article. I mean, the point's pretty much made. North Korea's Kim says new hypersonic missiles can deter Pacific rivals. Right now, who's to the Pacific? You got the West Coast, right? Can deter Pacific rivals. That's talking about America, man. The Pacific Coast is Cali, which is where Cali is in America. North Korea leader Kim Jong Un said that a new hypersonic missile, his country says the money would deter his enemies in the region. And a veiled, no, it says a veiled reference to U.S., Japan, and South Korea. Right, because you've got Japan right next to North Korea, and to the south of North Korea, obviously, to the south of North Korea is South Korea, which the two countries are allies, right? They're allies. They're allies with America. It says the hypersonic missile system will reliably contain any rivals in the Pacific region that can affect the security of our state. I see. This is giving me the same stats. Pyongyang claimed the new hypersonic weapon had flown at 12 times an hour speed, hitting an altitude of nearly descending in the second peak pop. So let me get this one. Let me get the obviously Matthew's 24, right? And this is something that the Lord, see, the signs of Yahawashi's return, right? So these are going to be the signs if you go through it. These are the signs. These are what lets you know, and this is how we know the Lord's returning soon, man. Right? We're seeing things like this. These are the things that He spoke about, right? And we only have a few things left. And the way this year is going, man, we can see that it's a different feeling in the year, man. There's always things that happen in the beginning of the year, but this year just feels different. Okay. All we have is this World War III and the MOTB, which that's becoming so obvious and so clear. You even have groups that talked against it and laughed at us about it. They have to acknowledge the MOTB. They have to acknowledge the RFID chip. So let me get Matthew. So it says, let me go to the point here. Matthew 25 and 5. I'm sorry, 20 and 6. It shall Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. Famines and pestilence. Oh man, I had that article. What's the latest article right now? It's the bird flu. You had the first death of the bird flu. You had the first death of the bird flu. Salakia, you had the first death of the bird flu in Louisiana, and then you got the thing going on in China. Right, so you got pestilence going on, you got earthquakes that happens all the time, you got wars and rumors of wars, man. So it's happening right here, right? Let me read. I was gonna go into. Let me see this. I'm gonna go to one of these words. Wars. It says a war, a fight, a battle, a dispute, a strife, a quarrel, and that's definitely what's been going on, and it hasn't been easing up. It's just been steadily increasing. Why? Because prophecies have to be fulfilled, and wars or rumors of wars between the nations, those are one of them. You see? Alright, so that's pretty much it. I'll leave these articles in the description. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. To the next show, shalawam.